Math 1332, Chapter 7, Consumer Mathematics, Personal Budgeting, Calculating Annual Costs. A lot of people don't do this, but they probably should, because a lot of people have what are called leaks in your budget, where you got a little bit of money leaking out here and there, but in the long term, it adds up to a lot. It's kind of like a leaky faucet. You don't think much of it in the short term, but in the long term, you'd be surprised. For example, let's say you have a faucet in your house that leaks 1 milliliter of water per minute. A milliliter is like a drop out of an eyedropper. So let's say that it drops 1 milliliter per minute, very slow drip. How much water do you think that would waste in a year? A liter, a gallon, a couple of gallons, 10 gallons maybe? Well, if a faucet dripped 1 milliliter per minute for a year, it would actually waste 525.6 liters of water per year. That's about over 130 gallons of water. So I want you to think of a gallon of milk, but full of water. Now think of 2 of them. Now think of 130 of them. That's what 1 milliliter per minute would waste on a drippy faucet. So yeah, it's a leak. Small in the short term, big in the long term. And a lot of people have leaks in their budgets. But the reason they don't realize it is because they only see these things on the small time frame and not the large time frame. So we're going to take a look at a few examples just to show you how to calculate annual cost. It's fairly intuitive, especially using the same conversions we did in the previous videos. So let's start with coffee. If you buy 2 cups of name brand coffee, insert your favorite coffee here, at $3.25 per cup, how much would you spend in a year? And the follow-up, how much would you save if you bought a 79-cent coffee at a convenience store instead? Well, let's think about what we have and what we want, or what we're given or what we're being asked to find. We're given every day we spend a certain amount of money. It'll be $6.50 because we're buying 2 cups at this. So essentially, we're given how much we spent per day, and we want to know how much we spend per year. Well, this one's actually pretty easy. Because if we do 2 cups per day at $3.25 per cup, then we have precisely that. We'll type this. If we spend $3.25 per cup, 2 cups per day, then that's $6.50 per day by multiplying. But how much will we spend in a year? We have an exact conversion between days and years. 1 year is 365 days. Since we're going from a smaller time frame a day to a bigger time frame an entire year, we multiply. $6.50 per day times 365 days per year, how much do you think that is? $6.50 per day times 365 days per year is $2,372.50 per year. What could you do with that kind of money per year? Take a cruise, go on a nice vacation, buy a whole new wardrobe. You do a lot of stuff with that money per year. But I gotta have my coffee. All right, fine. Well, let's say that you decide I'm going to start buying coffee at the convenience store I drive by every morning instead of the retail coffee place, where I can get a cup of coffee in the morning and a cup of coffee in the afternoon for 79 cents a cup. Now, how much would I save if I did that? Well, first, let's figure out how much that would be. We're still buying 2 cups per day, so we have to double that to find the cost per day. 79 cents per cup times 2 cups per day is just $1.58 per day. So how much is that in a year? Well, we're going from days to years, so we multiply because we need a larger amount. And what would that be? Sorry, folks, I had a slight interruption, which disrupted my train of thought, so I'm just going to get us back on track. So far in this example, we figured out that we spent a lot of money every year on this coffee that costs $3.25 per cup, and we get 2 cups per day. And so far, we figured out that if we change to a coffee that's cost 79 cents a day, 79 cents a cup, then we're spending $1.58 per day. So how much is that per year? Well, same thing as before. We're going from days to years, so we multiply to get a larger number, and it would look like this. Okay, I think it's recording now. Sorry, I did a keystroke to resume recording. Wasn't sure if I hit it correctly, but $1.58 per day for 365 days per year is $576.70 per year, which some people would say that's a lot of money to pay for coffee, but compare it to the previous amount. And speaking of which, we were asked how much would we save. So all we have to do to figure out how much we save by switching to the cheaper coffee is to take the amount that we were going to spend and subtract how much we are planning to spend. And if we do that, we get, let's see, we save a lot. How much did we save? We save, I'm not sure what happened there, $1,795.80 per year, meaning we could have our coffee and probably still take a nice vacation. All right, let's take a look at one more example. Not that this is based on reality or anything. 5 days per week, you stop at McDonald's for a sausage McMuffin and a hash brown bundle, currently $2, and a large drink, $1, for a total of $3.25. That's after taxes. How much do you spend in a year? Full disclaimer, I do not get this every morning at McDonald's, but I probably had more than I should have had. So let's say we do this. All right, so here we got a little bit more work because we're given 5 days per week. So basically, we're going to calculate how much we spend, excuse me, per week, because we do this 5 times. We take week down to days, we take days up to years, and we have our yearly expense for stopping at McDonald's every morning on the way to work. Again, I don't stop every morning on the way to work. In fact, I rarely even go there anymore these days. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier, save a little bit of money. All right, so let's do the math, because math is fun. That sounded so corny. All right, so we know that we're spending $3.25 per day, and we're doing this 5 days per week. And since we're going up from days to week, we multiply. That is going to be $16.25. $16.25. I did that in my head, but let's just make sure that I'm not imagining things. That is correct. All right, so we spend that much per week. Now, we need to take this down to a daily average. I know it's not saying you stop 7 days per week, but if we're going to take it up to an annual, we need to take it down to a daily. Why? Because we're currently at weeks and we want years. We're currently at weeks and we want years. The conversion between weeks and years is not exact. 1 year is about 52 weeks. We want to use exact conversions when possible. 1 year equals 365 days, exact. 1 week equals 7 days, exact. So to get from weeks to years, we're going to go through days. How? Well, if we're going from weeks to days, we need to make the dollar amount smaller. So we divide, and it will look something like this. $16.25 per week divided by 7 days per week is $2.32 per day on average. Okay, I know this person, I promise you I don't do this 5 days a week. I promise that this person is only buying 5 days per week, but it averages out to $2.32 per day. And now we can scale it up to year pretty easily. To go from day to year, we multiply because we need a larger amount. And of course, there are 365 days in a year. So it would look something like this. $2.32 per day times 365 days per year is $846.80 per year. You can do some other things with that. Pay some bills down, save up to buy a nice gift for your significant other. put it down towards future child's college fund or something like that. But this whole idea about calculating annual expenses really surprises some people because they keep thinking, well, if it's just $3 a day, how bad can that be? But in the short term, not bad. In the long term, pretty significant. I refer you back to this coffee example on the top. Over $2,000 per year. If you're buying 2 cups of coffee a day at $3.25 per cup, and let's be honest, not sure how many of you go to high dollar coffee shops. You know the ones I'm talking about. I'm just not saying them because I don't want to get in any trouble. But I think spending $3.25 per cup is a drastic underestimation of what people normally would spend per cup at some coffee places. So do that twice per day. And now we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $3,000, $4,000. That's a down payment on a car, or that's a down payment and a bunch of monthly payments on a car. So by calculating the annual expenses for regular, seemingly small expenses, it can really open your eyes onto places that you can save to increase your income and your disposable income.